the main reason that native English speakers speak so quickly and sound so natural is because we use a lot of connected speech. Connected speech is how English speakers... Hey everyone, I'm Caitlin. Today I'm going to be sharing with you something that I think is going to be very helpful, not only to improve your English listening skills, but also work on your spoken pronunciation. You know, most of the questions that I get from students are around, how do I understand fast English conversation? And how do I sound more like a native English speaker? Well, there are a couple of things that native English speakers do which make them speak so quickly and sound so natural. And today I'm going to be teaching you about one of those key things. Knowing about this thing will definitely help you understand fast conversation, and implementing it into your spoken speech will help you sound more like a native English speaker. So if you're interested in those two things, then just keep on watching. Okay, so the main reason that native English speakers speak so quickly and sound so natural is because we use a lot of connected speech. Connected speech is how English speakers connect their words when we're speaking naturally. You may have noticed just by listening to other native English speakers that we don't have a lot of pauses between our words. Often we blend our words together, so our speech becomes more like a flowing river. This is why you might find it a little bit difficult to understand fast English conversation. We have many different ways to create connected speech in English, and one of them is called intrusion. And this is what we're going to be looking at in our lesson today. Intrusion in connected speech is when a sound inserts itself between two words. So we have our first word and our second word, and when we say those naturally together, an extra sound just pops in there to join them together and make them quicker and easier to say. We often find intrusion when the first word ends in a vowel sound and the next word begins in a vowel sound. Our intruding sounds in English are w, y, and r. For our intruding W, the w sound, we most often find this one when the first word ends in the oo or o sound and the second word begins with a vowel. For example, listen to this, do it. I'll say that one more time, a little bit slower, do it. Can you hear that intruding W sound between do and it? Do ends in the oo sound and it begins with a vowel, so we have an intruding W sound. Having that W in there just makes saying do it much easier and quicker. Compare it to saying do it without a W. That's much harder and slower to say. Another example, go out. One more time slower, go out. Can you hear that W again? Compare it with go out without a W. Go out versus go out. Now let's take a look at the intruding J, which sounds like yeah. We often find this one when the first word ends with either E, I, A, or oi, and then the second word begins with a vowel. For example, listen to this. He asked. Again, slower, he asked. He ends in the E sound and asked begins with a vowel, so we have that intruding J or the y sound between those two. Again, this makes it much easier and quicker to say. He asked versus he asked. Another example, I agree. A little bit slower, I agree. Can you hear that intruding y sound? I agree. Without the intruding J, it sounds like I agree. And our very last intruding sound today is the intruding R, which sounds like R. The intruding R is most often found when we have a word which ends in the or the schwa sound, the and then that word is followed by a word which begins with a vowel. For example, listen to this sentence. I saw a movie. A little bit slower. I saw a movie. Can you hear that intruding R between the words saw and Saw. Saw ends with or sound, and is of course a vowel, so a sneaky little R pops in there and just makes this easier to say. But those are all about intruding sounds in English. A great way to practice intrusion is actually just by listening to other English speakers. The more that you listen, the easier it will become for you to hear those intruding sounds between words. A good way to practice using intrusion is by writing down a few sentences that use intrusion, and then practice saying those until they sound really natural and feel comfortable and easy for you to say. If you want to learn some more English from me, please go down there and hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. Also, if you have video suggestions or questions for me, you can leave those down in the comments or send them to me on my Instagram and Facebook. Have an awesome day, guys. See you!